Hello everyone, welcome you all to my YouTube channel. Today video we are going to learn about technical documentation. So if you are writing a code to develop a software, you are the responsible to maintain the documentation or creating a documentation. That is your responsibility. If you are new to my channel, hi, it's me Rahim, I'm a software engineer. So today video we are going to talk about why we need this technical documentation for your software and what is the benefit of having a technical documentation, what are the libraries we have to generate a technical documentation, and also finally I will show you using one of the library I'm going to generate a technical documentation. So everything we are going to have a look in this video. So stay with us and watch until end of this video. So why we need this technical documentation? So if you are a software engineer, you definitely spending a lot of time for writing a code, but you are really lazy enough to writing a technical documentation. This is what the truth is, because everyone are allowed to write a code or spending a lot of time for writing a code, but nobody is like to write a technical documentation. But let me tell you that, so if you are writing a technical documentation, that is really helpful for others. When someone is joining newly to your project, that is really helpful at the time. That's why the technical documentation is very important. After creating this documentation, if we share with the newly onboarded members, this will be really helpful. They can clearly understand what's going behind the scenes in the code, and what are the dependencies, what are the interfaces we use, and the libraries we are use. Everything they can get to know about after referring through this documentation. It's really helpful for the developers who are onboarding newly, and we definitely need to give a KT. That is our responsibility. But the thing is, even we give a KT to them, that's really little bit complex to understand all the stuff. But this barrier will be resolved if you are creating and maintain the software documentation or technical documentation. You know what? Most of the developers are not like to write technical documentation, but some of them are really writing the technical documentations, but that is taking a lot of time. This is what, when someone is asking you to create a technical documentation, this is the thoughts always come into our mind. So because we need to spend a lot of time to create a technical documentation based on our project, or based on the code, or based on the softwares we develop. So if you are creating a software, if you are building a software, you definitely need to write a technical documentation for your project. So this video I just share with you a few of the libraries which we are used to generate a static documentation. So if you are working with the JavaScript, or if you are working with the TypeScript, so plenty of libraries available for creating your documentation. These are few of them. One is Docma and Docma and Typedoc, ESDoc and Compodoc. So finally the Compodoc is basically not for a JavaScript documentation generating, but that is for Angular application documentation generating library. You can configure with a simple minimum time. You don't need to spend a lot of time for configurations. Your Compodoc with your Angular application, with a single command you can generate entire technical documentation with graph. If you don't know about Angular, so Angular is a kind of a framework which is developed on top of a JavaScript. So Angular is basically single page application. And if you want to learn more in depth about these single page application, put below the comment section. If many likes I will get, I will definitely create a separate video for what is these single page applications and what are the frameworks JavaScript have. So yes, this video, so we are going to have a look this Compodoc and how to configure that is to your Angular project, and how to generate a technical document for your project. Actually, this is the Compodoc official website. You can see the title, the missing documentation tool for your Angular Nest stencil application. Generate your Angular project documentation in second. Compodoc comes with a lot of features. Check it out. So the live demo, you can have a look through this button, clicking through this button. Let's have a look this live demo. So you can see they generate the to-do MVC for Angular. So this is the documentation and the readme file that they have. And also if you click the overview, you can see the graph what are the modules already exist in their project, and this really shows in a super way, and we can clearly understand what are the modules we have, what are the components we have, what is the root model, where it's pointing, everything we can see in this overview. So you can see in here this showing 9 module 11 components. So this particular project have 9 module 11 component, 4 directive, 3 injectable, 2 pipes, 2 class, 1 guard, and several interfaces and the routes. So likewise in the left side panel you can see additional documentation, modules, and if what are the modules, existing module that particular project have, everything we can see here. And also, yeah, we saw that the demo for this to do Angular application. Let's scroll down and see what are the features they have. Angular friendly. Compodoc support all major APIs of Angular. It's open source and local tool and beautiful themes. They always 7 famous themes are available by default, and search engine that's come with the Lunar I don't know how to pronounce it, Lunar JS for easily finding your information, and responsive design, and dark mode support also there. And to get started, we need to install this dependency. So basically I don't need to install it globally, but I want to install this as a dependency, dev dependency. So I'm going to use this one, and after that you need to, what you can say, run your project and generate Angular CLL for example and serve it. So this is a TSDoc JSON we need to create, and after that we need to serve. This is what we call S. So 6 beautiful themes are available. So one is Gitbook, Laravel, Postmark, and the read the doc, and Stripe, and the Vagrant, and learn more. Okay, it's pointing to a different section. And Compodoc is used these Angular applications, like few of them are listed here. And yes, let's install this Compodoc then. So to do that, okay, let's go to documentation. So we can get more insight about the documentation. So what is this Compodoc? So Compodoc is a documentation tool for Angular application. It generates static documentation of your application. And why use Compodoc? Compodoc help Angular developer to provide a clear and helpful documentations of the application. Other developer of your team or internet visitor for public documentation can easily understand the future of your applications or library. And also the good part is it's open source, right? So let's go to features. So these are the features included and supporting Angular, Nest.js, and the Stencil. And themes also include I8N support and search, automatic table of content, open source, and likewise they mention a few of them. And demo also there, but we are not going to see the demo. And instead of that, we are going to install this to our Angular application. So global installation they mention here, and the local installations also there. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this command, then this will be added the TS configurations and the script, npm script. So we are going to do that right now. So here, this is my AI chatbot dashboard, which is developed with the Angular application, Angular framework. So we are going to install these to this particular project. So to do that, we copy that particular code command and we are going to hit enter. And at the same time, let me open the my VS Code. Okay, now it's asking the package Compodoc at 1.1.21 will install and execute. Would you like to proceed? Yes, I would like to proceed this. And now the package is installing. Okay, here you can see the package is successfully installed, and the same created tsconfig.json file for us and update the package JSON with the script. So let's have a look now. So we can here see 3 changes here. So one is included this ts configuration, tsconfig.json. Let me open it because it's not showing correctly. Okay, here you can see include all ts and exclude spec ts. So if you want to include something, then you can use this tsconfig.json and you can include what are the things you need to include for this particular Compodoc. And if you want to exclude anything, you can use this array and you can specify your excluding files. And we can see here the package JSON. In the package JSON, here we can see 3 kind of commands. One is for building the Compodoc with tsconfig based on this configuration, and here Compodoc build and serve, that means build and get served automatically at the same time. And if you want to serve only, then you can use compodoc.serve. And the dependencies, so I installed these as a dev dependency. You can see the Compodoc at Compodoc is versions 1.1.221 is the version we install as the dev dependencies. And let's run these and see how it's really generating the documentation. So right now, let me show you the structure of this project. And here you can see the source, and inside we have the app, assets and environment, the rest of the files. And if you expand this app, you can see modules, auth, core, dashboard, prime and dashboard shared, right? So and the same in the root, we have this app routing module, HTML component HTML and spec TS and TS file and the module. So this is what the basic structure of my application. And let's run now. To run this, what we are going to do is I'm going to run the command npm run compodoc build, and the same I want to serve that. If I hit enter, let's see now. Okay, Compodoc command is getting executed, and we are taking this tsconfig.json that will know which file we need to include and which file we don't need to include, and the same we are serving that. Okay, now documentation is getting generated here. You can see access component, auth module, everything's getting processed here. Okay, now you can see documentation generated in documentation directory, right? And the same the documentation is serving from the port number localhost 8080. So let me copy this one and let me open it. So this is what my documentation is. How cool it is. In my project, you can see what are the components include, what are the root directory, and what are the pipe available. All the things we can see in the bottom, and on the top in the graph they will specifically mention what are the components and what are the components and the modules are interlinked. This is really cool. So let me open the modules. You can see here app config module, app routing module, auth routing module, core module, dashboard and prime and the share module. Let me take another module, that is dashboard. So dashboard interlink with, these are the modules we import to dashboard module, and the organization component and the dashboard component is a component of this particular dashboard module. So here you can see dashboard component and organization component, these are declarations. Imports are basically dashboard routing module, prime module, and the shared module. So if I open the source, you can see the module of the dashboard module. So this is include declaration section, you can see the dashboard and the organization component, and import section you can see common module, dashboard routing, shared module, and prime module, and the provider you can see as a message service. Right? So if I go to one of the component here, so you can see now selector, style URL, template URL, and these are the properties we existing inside this particular component, and these are the method existing inside this particular component. This is our constructor, we injecting, these are the service to this particular constructor class, and the same you can see these are the methods we included here, like copy to clipboard, get all organizations, and initialize organization form. These are the methods we already existing in our component file. So this is the organization component. Let me show you that component is. So you can see here now, this is what our organization's component. So you can see the selector and the template URL, style URL, and these are the constructor. Inside the constructor, these are the services we are injected here, and these are the method like copy to clipboard, get all organizations, and the save organization form. And these are the methods we also saw in the documentation. And also if you want to see the source code, then you can use this second tab, click this second tab, then you can see these are the what you can say source file included in this particular component. And the template you can see, you can able to see the template also in HTML format. And the style, if we have any particular style for that particular component, that also we can see, but at the moment this CSS doesn't have any styles. And also DOM tree, you can see the DOM tree here, and let me zoom little bit and see. So we can see here now an ng template, p table have ng template, and the table row and the table headers, table data, and span, and so these basically a DOM tree, a structure that will generate in this Compodoc for us. So likewise, this is our modules, and if you expand the particular component, we can see those things here. And here we can see the dependency of the project. What are the dependencies included in this particular project? You can see at the moment JS is included, and the prime flex, prime icon, prime ng, and the web animation. These are the things. And properties, I'm not seeing anything here. And the injectable, like the services which I have for this particular project. And the source file also you can see the same. And likewise we have another 3 services, but I'm not going to show you all these things. If you want to add more configurations, you can refer this their documentation here. In the options section here, you can see the Compodoc options, like if you're using H, output of usage informations. If you want to know the version, you can use that -v. Likewise, if you want a separate configuration file for handle all these Compodoc configurations, you can do with following. So you can specify .compo.rc or JSON and YAML file, and also you can use the same inside the package JSON. Let me create a one file here. I'm going to use this. So now I can enter, I'm going to use this p or a ts config. So I'm going to use this ts config here. Schema first, let's mention this, then very easy for us to do. So the schema will help us to tell or suggest the configuration options. So here you can see now config asset folder, config coverage minimum per file, coverage test, custom favicon, custom logo. If you want to disable the coverage, these things all are you can see here after adding this schema. So here I'm going to use TS config. So I'm moving this TS config doc.json. I'm removing from the package JSON, and instead of that I'm going to maintain in the Compodoc JSON. So right now I think I'm correct now, and I want the name of the application AI chatbot. Right now you are seeing here AI chatbot, AI dash chatbot dash dashboard and space documentation. I want to say AI chatbot dashboard. And also I want to hide this documentation generate using Compodoc, this footer. Hide generator true, right? So now I'm going to update this with the Compodoc and only serve this. Here I need to do one thing, that is here we need to mention the config here. So see, and you need to mention that Compodoc RC JSON. And after that we need to serve it. So now let's rebuild it now once again. Okay, what is the error here? No such a file. Okay, sorry, we need to add this dot symbol because it's coming with the dot. So let me clear first this and run once again. Okay, now once again it's regenerating basically. Now it's running. Let me see now. Okay, cool. AI chatbot dashboard, and here you can see the Compodoc logo is removed. So this is really cool, right? So this is all about the technical documentation. So if you are Angular developer and if you are using Angular, so this is a really pretty good library you can use to generate your documentation. So then guys, I hope this video is really helpful and you learn something new in this video. And if you like our video, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed my channel, and don't forget to click the bell button. If you do, only once I upload a new video you will get notified. So then guys, have a great day. I will catch you on new video. Bye.